Pioneer fans, Pioneer Field Hockey is live and on the air. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live here at Hollway Field, where it is your Pioneer varsity field hockey team as they take on the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils at Hollway Field today. Pioneer is 7-1-1 on the season. Coming off, they started off the season with a 4-2 loss to Skyline. Then they had a good winning streak, beating Pinckney, beating Novi, beating Saline, beating Huron, and beating Dexter. They tied Skyline 4-4. Then they beat Chelsea 5-0 and Huron 4-0 coming into this game. The SEC Red standings on the SEC Michigan standing site appear to be missing a game. Our understanding is it's a three-way tie up at the top of the SEC Red between Skyline, Saline, and Pioneer. If Pioneer is able to beat Saline, they will be able to win the SEC. So we will keep an eye on that and update you as necessary. Taking a look at Grosse Pointe South, the Blue Devils are 2-5-3 on the season as they opened up versus Father Gabriel Richard, and that was a game they dropped 2-0. They then had their two wins were in a row coming off, beating Sacred Heart 2-0 and beating Clarkston 5-0. Then they, it should be 3-10-3, excuse me. They had another win back versus Edsville Ford, that was 8-0. Back on the 14th. But they had a string of losses, 6 losses in a row there, right in the middle, losing to Forest Hills, Rockford, Irvine, Bloomfield Hills, Marion, and Dexter. Dexter beat them 8-0. They tied Farmington in a scoreless tie, then lost to Cranbrook. Pioneer's next home opponent in a week, that was a 2-0 loss. They lost to University of Lickett 4-0. They tied Chelsea, scoreless tie 0-0, and tied Mercy. Always a really tough school, but especially in hockey, Mercy is really tough. That was 0-0, ice hockey. And then they had a tie versus Grosse Pointe North. That was a 1-1 tie. 3-10-3. Of course, throw the records out once we get play underway. As you never know what's going to happen on the field. The records don't really matter. So Pioneer is in their home jerseys with the white tops, the purple around the shoulders, purple skirts, Pioneer and block lettering on the front with the numbers in purple on the front and on the back. Looking at Grosse Pointe South, the Blue Devils are in their dark blue jerseys with the blue tops, the blue skirts. They have South in block lettering on the front and the numbers in yellow on the front and on the back. As we're getting ready to go, 15 minutes up on the clock. We are very, very grateful to have everybody here and watching. And as soon as things are ready, we will turn it over to the fantastic public address announcer here, John, who will take you through the lineups, and we'll have our national anthem. Coming up, though, let's play a couple messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back with the opening festivities.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of
Grosse Pointe South as part of senior night. Very special day. Bittersweet. First, introducing Grosse Pointe South. Number 2, Claire Van de Weingard. Number 3, Addison O'Keefe. Number 4, Meredith Kitterington. Number 6, Katie Van der Weingard. Number 8, Natalie Clark. Number 9, Meg Kelly. Number 10, Scout Weber. Number 11, Ruby Berger. Number 12, Evelyn Young. Number 13, Sarah Johnson. Number 14, Abby Brink. Number 15, Evie Ulbrich. Number 16, Natalie Coffey. Number 17, Isabella Heindel. Number 18, Lauren Karen. Number 19, Olivia Boyer. Number 21, Ellie Beckerman. Number 23, Bella Babcock. Number 24, Lena Baer. And number 27, Lucy Tull. Oh yeah, now your pioneers, here they are. Number 2, Megan Fonts. Number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Number 5, Patty Tolbert. Number 6, Sienna Galban. Number 7, Kate Solden. Number 8, Ellie Keene. Number 9, Abby Bowers. Number 10, Lily Soldan. Number 11, Emma Van Alstein. Number 13, Sophie Miranda. Number 14, it's Natalie Millman. Number 15, Margaret Wozniak. Number 16, Marin Brady. Number 17, this is Jessica Gailey. Number 18, Caitlin Rice. Number 19, Maya Hammerman. Number 20, Megan Edwards. Number 21, Sophia Jimenez. Number 25, Grace Grabowski. Number 28, Ann McGowan. And goalkeepers, Madeline Graham, number 33, and Sarah Hoffman, number 36. The head coaches for Grosse Pointe, Jesse V. Rouleau and Margie Schultes Whittingham. For Pioneer, it's Jane Nixon, of course, assisted by Katie Morris-Baye and April Bertine. Ladies and gentlemen, in 30 seconds, we'll have the anthem. Thank you. Our thanks to the Pioneer Symphony Orchestra.
Excellent version with the Pioneer Symphony Orchestra of the Star Spangled Banner. 15 minutes up on the clock, getting ready to go Senior Day. Always a wonderful time, as John said, on the opening bittersweet, as you have seen these wonderful, amazing players and followed their career Pioneer. No, they'll go on to do amazing, wonderful things in their next adventure, but it's sad that you won't get to see them much longer in the Pioneer uniforms. As we're getting ready to go, ball set right at the center of the blockades in the center circle. As coming out, Weber coming out. Start things off with a hit back. Bowers heads into the center circle there. Pioneer gathered up. They break the huddle. And we are getting ready to go. Appreciate you tuning in from wherever you are at. Thank you very much. If you're in the area, head on down, catch this fantastic game. As that ball sent over on the near side. Pulling ahead there was Tiderton. Brought back over on the near wing is Babcock. Babcock has it stolen away by Millman. Millman feeds it forward and pulled down on the near side as Heindel has it. Coming over, Bowers trying to feed it ahead. Coming over, Galden puts it down the far wing, racing over with it. Lily Solden pops it up. Gets it into the circle. As that is going to be a corner. Looks like Kate Solden to take the corner. So Kate Solden on the insert. That on the near side of the goal. All the rest of the Pioneer players outside the circle. Solden moves it out. That grab by Millman. Millman with a rocket shot, and it goes in. Pioneer with a goal. Kate Solden from Natalie Millman as Millman fired it from the top of the circle. Kate Solden able to tip that as that was at the 13:57 mark. Pioneer goal.
The goal to Tiffany Solden with an assist to Natalie Millman.
As that brought back, coming over on the near side, here comes Grosse Pointe South as that was fired ahead by Catherine I'll get that right, Van de Weingard. Coming over down the far side, of course, both Claire and Catherine playing on the team, brought into the circle. Now knocked out by O'Keefe. Coming over with it as there's a blast by Lily Solden that just went wide to the near side. Kinsey was there looking to redirect it, but it ended up going out. That will be a restart at the 16. So here comes the 16 hit. And moved back over to Babcock. Babcock on the near side, stolen away. Moved over by Grabowski on the near side to Kinsey. Kinsey working along the end line, trying to chip it ahead. That brought back over. Now Grabowski trying to feed it through to Kinsey. That goes out the near side. Pioneer will restart. There's Grabowski. Now they'll actually have Grabowski restart again. And brought ahead. Grabowski trying to get over to Millman. Millman tangling down there with Weber. And that ball just inside the circle. Millman brings it in. Millman trying to get a shot. Ball wouldn't settle down. And it's going to go over to Grosse Pointe South as they take the 16-yard hit. Pulled back up by Babcock. Now knocked away. Wozniak had it. That went out. Grosse Pointe South will restart as Young has it. Just on Grosse Pointe South side of center. Of the center line. Picked up. Here comes Kate Solden. Kate Solden feeds ahead. Bowers has it. Coming down the center of the pitch. Bowers trying to move it ahead. Trying to get it over to Galbin. That's stolen away. But now Galbin takes it right back. Galbin inside the circle with a shot and a goal.
Sienna Galvin.
Galvin makes Pioneer up 2-0 at 11:54. The Pioneer goal is Pioneer. Strong offense to start off with, 7-1-1 Pioneer on the season. Again, 3-10-3 for the Grosse Pointe South Blue Devils. Weber starts things off with hit back. And fired ahead down the far side, trying to move it ahead. Down there is Brink. Battling with Lily Solden. Lily Solden racing down the far sideline, trying to hit it away. Whistle. Lily Solden quickly up to Millman. Millman trying to fire it through a crowd. That knocked down by Tidrington. Brought back ahead, chasing it into the far corner. Here comes Galvin. Galvin has it. Moved over. Trying to bring it in was Galban, who had the last goal. Wrestling down there with Coffee. Move that over. That is again going to go over to Grosse Pointe South as they take the 16. Rocketed ahead, stolen away. Here comes Pioneer as Millman, future Michigan Wolverine, gets into the circle, but a whistle that is going to bring up a corner for Pioneer. As Grosse Pointe South gets all the protective gear on, looks like it's going to be Kate Solden again, taking the corner. Kate Solden on the insert. And rocketed out to Millman. Millman takes it. Millman launches it, tipped ahead and in, as I believe that was Lily Solden who tipped it in.
Lily Solden from Natalie Millman.
So Millman with a couple rocket blasts on those corners. Kate Solden able to tip the first one in, and Lily Solden getting out front, redirecting that right behind the goal, behind the keeper. Pioneer up 3-0 at 10:24.
We also have an assist going to Kate Solden.
Kate Solden also gets an assist there. Gets the hockey assist, the ice hockey assist. Brought back over by Berger. Berger moves it over onto the near wing. Feeding it ahead is Young. Young moves it over as Babcock with it.
5, Betty Tolbert, and number 13,
Back
Sophie
over.
Miranda.
Tolbert and Miranda in for Pioneer as Edwards brings it down the near sideline. Edwards gets it ahead. Tolbert moving it over to Millman. Millman ahead to Bowers. Bowers gets in the circle before that's taken away, pulled down. As that was good defense out there by Johnson, now brought right back in by Tolbert. That is going to be a whistle. That is going to be a corner for Pioneer. Pioneer up 3-0, 9:13 left to go here in the first.
Pioneer
Kate Solden.
corner, Kate Solden with the ball to insert.
Kate Solden will on the insert. Kate Solden gets it. That roll back to Millman. Millman moves it over to the far side. Tolbert trying to get it in. That ball knocked over just outside the circle on the near side. Millman switches directions with it. Millman rockets it in. That knocked down, still loose out in front as Millman comes in to grab it. Millman trying to feed it past a trio of defenders. That goes out the end line. And it is going to be Grosse Pointe South, a restart at the 16. Grosse Pointe South gets things going. That pulled away. Coming down the far side was McGowan over to Tolbert. That popped back to Millman. Millman top of the circle trying to get in. And was poked away, but Millman gets it back. Millman with the launch out in front as that tipped out by Johnson, who knocked that down. Again, that's going to come out Grosse Pointe South with a 16-yard hit. Get that set up just at the top of the circle. Grosse Pointe South moves it ahead. That knockdown racing in as that was McGowan with it.
Caitlin Grice, number 18, in for Ann Arbor.
Brought back, that ball over, Millman trying to get to it, trying to pull it away from Titterington. Pulling back, Millman trying to get over to Bauer. There is a whistle, and that looks like that's going to be another corner for Pioneer. 7:17 left to go here in the first, 3-0. Pioneer with the lead. Kate Solden again on the insert on the far side of the goal. As everyone gets set. Kate Solden, that moved over. Tolbert brings it over. Tolbert with the shot. And deflected out in front. Good defensive play over there by Heindel. And all the way back. As Pioneer will have the restart. Millman will bring it out. Just inside the 25. Moved over on the far side. As that was fed ahead by Miranda. Now McGowan trying to move it in and poked away by Titterington. Down on the far side, trying to pull it away is Kate Solden as she's wrestling over there with Weber. Weber brings it down the far sideline. Restart. Weber quickly fires and that went right off of Kate Solden's foot, but she looks okay. Pulled back over as Grice moves it back. Will be a restart by Heindel. Excuse me, that looks like that's going to be Johnson grabbing it over on the far side. 5:50 left to go here in the first. 3-0. Pioneer with the lead. Johnson starts things off for the Blue Devils. Is that all the way down? Deep into Pioneer's territory. Racing over to get it is Keene. That goes out. Far sideline. Pioneer will restart there. Keene. Leave it for Daly. Daly will have it on the far sideline. Daly rifles it down the pitch. That grabbed, pulled over by Titterington. Now pulled ahead by Pioneer. Millman racing down the far sideline, feeds it ahead. Trying to get over to it. That goes out the far sideline, just out of the reach of McGowan. Grosse Pointe South has it on the far sideline. As they'll restart there, as that's Coffey. Moving it in quickly, stolen away. Bringing it down. Knocked back over by Titterington down the far sideline. Daly trying to get to it. Now brought ahead by Weber. Weber moves it down the pitch. Grabbing it over on the far side is Brink. Brink gets it over. Kelly trying to get it over there on the far side. Pioneer that lifted up, getting it. That's going to be a whistle as they moved it over to Miranda. Now Pioneer will restart. Millman fires it ahead, trying to get over to McGowan. Now Tolbert races over on the near sideline, grabs it. Tolbert dribbles ahead with it into the attacking area. Now trying to get it before it goes out was Edwards, and Edwards just about an inch shy for keeping that in. That'll be a restart by O'Keefe for the Blue Devils. Grice trying to grab that, but that managed to slip past. Hold up the other way. Here comes Grice. Grice goes over the center stripe. Grice moves it ahead to Grabowski. Grabowski has that pulled away. Grice getting it back. Coming ahead, gets through a pair of defenders. Grice racing down with it. Puts it on the edge of the circle. That pulled back over on the near side. Fed ahead. Tolbert grabbing it, but a whistle before that happened. That will be a restart for Grosse Pointe South. 3:30 left to go here in the first. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. Grabbing it on the near sideline is Millman. Pulled back over by Weber for the Blue Devils. Weber trying to move it over to Kelly, but a whistle. That'll be a restart as Weber comes in with it. That races all the way down. Kate Solden trying to knock it down. I believe that was holding from the ball. That comes over on the far side, racing ahead with it. As that ball pulled down, battle for it. McGowan trying to pull it over. Now Miranda feeds it ahead. Bowers heads into the circle with it. Bowers, that knocked down. Good play by the keeper. Coming right out in front, trying to grab that. There's a tussle with that. That pops up over on the near side as Heindel trying to move it out of the circle. Comes over onto the far side as that was Berger. That ball over on the, that will be start at the 16. Knocked down. Here comes McGowan. McGowan moves it ahead. As pulled over to the far side. Bowers. Bowers tries to move it into the circle. Bouncing. It just goes out. So again, McGowan down there trying to redirect it. At a whistle, Millman quickly moves it. Start at the 25. Coming in, Edwards. Edwards trying to get it past the defender. There's a whistle. I think that went off the defender's foot. Coming over Millman with a sweep hit, and that goes just out to the near side. Will be a restart at the 25 for Pioneer. Millman moves it over on the far side, gathering it in. That's sent ahead by Miranda, pulled down now by Berger. Berger sends it down the far sideline. Grabbing it there is Brink. Brink comes over, knocked away by Pioneer. Coming in with it, trying to feed it in, that loose. Tolbert trying to get it. Now Bowers moves it away. In along the far sideline, trying to hold that in. And grab that, move that ahead was Berger. Out the far sideline. Miranda will bring it and start things off for Pioneer on the restart. That goes out the end line. Pioneer not able to redirect that. That will be restart at the 16 for Grosse Pointe South. Or no, they're going to set that, excuse me. It's going to be just 5 yards north of the end line on the far wing, bringing it ahead. There, rocket shot that didn't connect with the ball. That moved down over on the far sideline. Pioneer trying to grab it. That moved back. Millman challenging, brings it away. Millman trying to move it over into the circle. That ball stolen away. Heindel the other direction. Heindel trying to put it. That will go out the sideline. Daly will restart for Pioneer there. Daly, that knocked away by Weber. Weber moves it ahead. Weber just on that far sideline whistle. That goes, and that will be the end of the first. At the end of the first, Pioneer 3 and Grosse Pointe South nothing. Let's play a little push on. So the huge games coming up on Wednesday, as it is going to be Pioneer field hockey playing at Saline. That game may well decide the SEC championship. That's going to be at 7 o'clock over at Saline. And then Pioneer will play Belleville in the first round of the soccer MHSAA tournament. That we will not be able to broadcast on arborbroadcasting.com, as the MHSAA tournament does have to be broadcast on the NFHS network. But we will effort to broadcast on that NFHS network, so you will have that broadcast. Unfortunately, it does require a subscription. But if you can't make the game, we will have it available there. 15 minutes up on the clock. Both squads gathered around. Now Pioneer heads out onto the field with the 3-0 lead, starting off the second. Here on senior night, so I'll have a presentation, number of amazing seniors. I believe 13 seniors if my count is right, and I don't guarantee that. Starting off things is Weber right at the center stripe. That hip back moved over to Clark. Clark moves it over on the near side. That's stolen away. Bringing ahead is Tolbert for Pioneer. Tolbert makes a nifty move to the left. Gets into the circle. Tolbert with a sweep shot. And kicked away by the keeper all the way back as Grice has it just outside the circle. That comes over to the far side. Berger sends it ahead. That slips down the far wing as Daly trying to challenge and separate that, as that is Claire Van de Weingard over on that far wing, and tipped away. Here comes Pioneer as that shot centering attempt, trying to get it over to Fawns for Pioneer, pulled back over Fawns, hits it back, again, sent out, and that will be out the end line as Claire Van de Weingard moved it over. That is going to be Pioneer with the restart. Just inside the attacking area at the 25. Millman has it on the far wing. Millman will move it just inside the sideline. Get that over to Grabowski. Grabowski back over to Millman, who holds it in. Good play by Millman to keep it in. Millman trying to work through a challenge, gets into the circle. Millman still with it, firing and just inches off to the near side. Millman already has 2 assists, has had a fantastic game, controlling a lot of play. That ball brought over, moved over, trying to grab that. Firing it ahead, that ball tipped down. Moving it over on the far side. Gonna pull it over is Edwards. Edwards gets it over to Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne had it on the far side. Now tipped down and out the near sideline. That will be a restart, as Young has it on the near sideline. Young rockets it. Millman takes it down, moving over, poked away. And moved back over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden over on the near wing to Edwards. Edwards moves it back over, trying to get a little room to work. Kicks it over on the near sideline. And Miranda trying to get to it, but didn't quite see what was happening in time to make it over there. Young will again restart on the near sideline. 3-0 Pioneer with the lead. 12-18 left to go. Again, if you're watching this game, if you need to go for a drive, pick up someone or do something, we do have the audio broadcast a little bit lower on the Pioneer Field Hockey page on Arbor Broadcasting if you need to listen to it and safely in a car. Otherwise, we appreciate you watching. Grabowski has it, moves it back over to Millman. Millman fires it over on the far side, makes it past the defender, but Grice with a reaching stick just out of her reach. Claire Van de Weingard will have it and restart on that far sideline. Claire Van de Weingard feeds it ahead. Grice trying to get it, but that pops back over, moving it ahead. Edwards trying to challenge. That brought down Millman again. Stealing it, gets into the circle. Millman, rocket shot, and it goes in. 2 assists and now a score by Millman.
Rocketing in Pioneer's 4th goal. 11:18 remaining first half.
Pioneer has the 4-0 lead. As that is going to be started off by Weber. And fired ahead, trying to take it down is Grabowski. Grabowski moves it over on the near side. Here comes Edwards. Wozniak in for Pioneer. Edwards trying to move it over. That pulled down. Now the Blue Devils bringing it ahead, as that is Weber who moves it over. Now coming down the far side is Bear, knocked away. Good job by Grabowski to dispossess Bear. Coming ahead with it. Moved over to Grice. Grice picks it up on the center of the pitch. Grice gets over the center line. Grice trying to make her way past the defender. Grice coming over. Feeds it down. Pulled in. Now trying to bring it over is Tolbert. Tolbert trying to feed it ahead, and that just slips over and out the near side. Good attempt by Pioneer. Good ball movement. 10:23 left to go. Brought back down. Beckerman has it over on the near wing and pulled down by Miranda. Miranda trying to feed it through. Pulled away by Kelly. Kelly trying to bring it the other direction. All right, grabbed by Grabowski. Grabowski over to Van Alstine. Van Alstine back over to Grabowski. There's a whistle. That will be a restart as Young will bring it ahead. Intercepted by Grabowski. Grabowski challenged there by Young. I believe they'll say it hit a body part that moved over. Van Alstine has it, trying to hold it in, and that just out the end line. Heindel moves it over as Grosse Pointe South start back off at the 16-yard hit. That moved over. Grabowski feeds it down the near wing. Now it's sent along the near sideline. Miranda trying to dispossess Berger there. Pulled back over by Grabowski. Grabowski, nifty move. Now feeds it over to Grice on the far wing. Grice moves it ahead. Coming down the far wing is Kinsey. Now fed in and a score. As that was Grabowski, I believe, who put it in.
Pioneer goal. Grace Grabowski. The assist to Lizzie Kinsey.
Grabowski puts it in. The assist to Kinsey. Pioneer up 5-0. As Grosse Pointe South brings things ahead. Grab by Van Alstine. Trying to tip it back. Pulled down by Catherine Van Wyndegaard. Sends it ahead. Racing over Kate Solden trying to get to it. And pulled back down by Bear. That will be a restart. Kate Solden moves it over onto the far wing. Coming ahead with is Edwards. Edwards racing down the far sideline. Moves ahead to Kinsey. Kinsey trying to get to it. Works through contact. Kinsey feeds it all the way into the circle. That makes a move as it hopped over a stick. Van Alstine with it with a shot. That knocked out. Still loose and put in. As that was Fawns who put it in from Van Alstine.
Megan Fawns with the goal. Emma Van Alstine with the assist.
8:22 left to go. 6-0 Pioneer with the lead. And that looks like that is going to be a timeout. We'll take it with them as you are watching Pioneer Varsity Field Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. .22 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 6-0. As that ball set right between the blockades, as Grosse Pointe South talking things over. Coming out onto the field. Both teams come over. So I believe that's Skewy in the net for Grosse Pointe South. Is the color combination with the orange and all kind of reminds me of the Little Caesars hockey teams. And moves over. Feeding it ahead is Grice. Grice gets it down as they try and battle through Van Alstine. That will be a restart for Pioneer. Grice has it on the near sideline. Grice gets it over to Grabowski. Grabowski trying to work her way just outside the circle. Grabowski gets into the circle. Grabowski trying to keep it in. Holds it in. Moves that back over. Trying to flip it over was Van Alstyne. Now Grice trying to hold it in. And brought over by Kate Solden. Kate Solden fires it into the circle. Knocked down there by Beckerman. That comes out onto the near sideline and out the near sideline. That'll be a restart by Pioneer. 7:26 left to go here in the second. 6-0 on the score by Pioneer. Grice moves it over, pulled over by Grabowski. Grabowski gets it over to Edwards. Edwards moves it back as Wozniak puts it over on the far side. Edwards trying to hold it in and just couldn't quite get to it. If you want to know a little bit more about field hockey, there was a really, really good podcast the other day, the Michigan podcast, where they had 3 of the players on the Michigan field hockey team, and they answered a lot of questions, including some for those folks who don't know a lot about it. So I recommend checking that out if you are so inclined. That pull back over on the near side. Young has it, trying to feed it ahead. Now rockets it right to center. Grice tips it over on the near sideline. Now fires it back. Gathered in by Wozniak. Wozniak trying to avoid pressure down there by Bear. And Kate Solden back over to Wozniak. Wozniak has it just outside the circle in her own end. And it's sent down the far sideline. Pioneer trying to push that ahead as Daly moves it over. Here comes Kinsey. Kinsey gets it over the center line, over to Edwards. Edwards trying to move it over to Fawns. And that brought right back. Grab just shy midfield. Kate Solden feeds it over the far side to Daly. Daly over the center line. Daly puts it down and trying to hold it in was Kinsey. That pokes out the far sideline. 5:40 left to go here in the second quarter. 6-0 is the score. Fired right to the center line. Grosse Pointe South has it. Bringing it down on the right around the blockades is Weber. Pulled away by Grice. Grice doing an excellent job to knock that away. Pulled down by Titterington as she comes down the far wing. Ahead to Bear. Bear has it down into the far corner. Bear trying to hold it in. Daly marking her. Now Daly comes back with the restart. Daly feeds it ahead. That slips over to Edwards. Edwards pulls it back. Now that knocked down, moved over by Berger. Controlled by Grosse Pointe South. Wozniak brings it down the near sideline, dribbling it ahead. Now pulling it back over, trying to fit it to between 2 defenders. That comes over the other direction. Now pulled down by Wozniak. Wozniak comes up the near sideline, moves it ahead. Here comes Edwards with it. Edwards stops, moves it over, gets it to Kinsey. Kinsey rockets it towards the circle. That brought back over. Grabbed and moved ahead by O'Keefe for the Blue Devils. Edwards puts it over on the far sideline, coming ahead with it. As that is knocked down by Hammerman. Hammerman has it, trying to get it over to Edwards. That slips past Tull for the Blue Devils. Brings it ahead. Edwards trying to grab it. Now Kate Solden flips it down onto the far sideline. Pulled back down over there by Kelly. Blue Devils have it just shy of midfield as that's moved ahead over to Babcock. Babcock fits it ahead as racing ahead is Weber. Weber trying to get into the circle. Weber now trying to back over Wozniak, making it difficult. Now that tipped away by Edwards. Kate Solden trying to get to it. And a whistle. They'll say that touched a body part, so that will be a restart for the Blue Devils as they pull it back over onto the near wing. Firing it ahead was Tull. And right at the circle, knocking it down Kate Solden, but it's going to be a restart for the Blue Devils. As Berger brings it back to the center of the pitch. Knocked all the way down along the near wing. Fed ahead by O'Keefe. Knocked down. Here comes Edwards. Edwards puts it down on the near sideline. O'Keefe with it. That hit Grice's foot, so that will be back over to the Blue Devils. As knocked down. Good job by Fawns to try and pull it away. Grabbed by Grice. Grice trying to feed it ahead. Again, O'Keefe keeps it into the attacking area. Pulled around by Kate Solden. Kate Solden makes a move past a pair of defenders. Coming ahead with it. Here comes Pioneer as Van Alstine trying to get it. That knocked away by Beckerman. Beckerman has Grice pull that away. Loose and now Tall coming down with it for the Blue Devils. Kate Solden knocks that away, but fired right back in towards the circle. Grice pops it up. Now pulled down by Wozniak. And that will go out the end line. Pioneer will start off at the 16. 5:55 left to go before halftime. 6-0. Pioneer with the lead. Or excuse me, 2:55 or 1:45 now. I can count, I promise, every once in a while. I know that's more than my 10 fingers, but it's tough. That pulls it back. And to feed it ahead was Hammerman. And to get it over to Edwards. That knocked down, brought the other direction by Weber. Weber has it on the far sideline. Now Daly moves it ahead for Pioneer. Stolen away by Kate Solden. And Tull trying to get it into the circle. Tull trying to lift it over. Wozniak pulls it down, moves it over on the near wing. That grab by O'Keefe. O'Keefe put it over. That will be a restart for the Blue Devils. 1 minute left to go before halftime. That ball all the way over outside the circle on the far wing. As Weber trying to bring it in. Good defense by Kate Solden to knock that away, but a whistle. That is going to be Pioneer on the restart with 40 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Pioneer has the 6-0 lead. 30 seconds before halftime and the senior festivities as that goes out the far sideline. There will be a restart here with 20 seconds left for the Blue Devils. Claire Van de Weingard had it on the far wing, fired it over, but that's going to be a restart for Pioneer now. 5 seconds left to go. Kate Solden gets it back over. Now Daly moves it ahead. Hammerman trying to get it over, but that was halftime. At the half, Pioneer has the 6-0 lead as we will step away, play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will turn it over onto the field for the festivities.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are going to be two quarterfinal. I believe there are quarterfinal games here at Pioneer. One at 5:30 and one at 7. Opponents to be determined.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the seniors here. As a wonderful, amazing set of seniors. Abby Bowers, number 9. Abby started playing rec and ed field hockey in the 3rd grade, and she started at Fleur de Lance Field Hockey Club in her freshman year of high school. PFH has been an amazing experience, and she has taught her to strive and to be the best version of herself. One of Abby's favorite memories is coming up with fun corner routes on the sideline. She will miss so many things about Pioneer Field Hockey, including sevens days competition, joking around with her teammates, team dinners, and even sprinting up the Main Street Hill. She would encourage her fellow Pioneer Field Hockey players to live in the moment and make the most of their time with Pioneer Field Hockey. She'd like to thank her parents, her teammates, and coaches for guiding her through the season and helping her achieve her goals. She would also like to thank her brother Joe for always making her smile, and Margaret Wozniak for being her best friend and best teammate anyone could ask for. Next year, Abby plans to go to college and study either journalism or early education. When she's not on the field, Abby likes to read and play guitar, sing, and spend time with her friends. We'll go over all of these players throughout this game. We also want to talk about number 8 is Ellie Keene. Ellie began playing field hockey in the 3rd grade for her rec and ed team, coached by her mom, Claudia Keene. She has continued to play for Pinnacle Field Hockey Club on their U12, U14, U16, and U19 teams. Ellie's favorite memory from Pioneer Field Hockey is the Pioneer Field Hockey 40-year reunion. She loved everyone coming together to share memories and have fun, but she especially enjoyed getting to see her mom play in a game for the first time. She's also proud to have been a part of the team that won the Huskies tournament for the first time in program history. Ellie's advice to future players is to savor every moment, even the tough ones, because there is truly nothing else like it. In her free time, she enjoys hanging out with friends and doing lots of reading. Next year, Ellie hopes to study English and literature at a university and play club field hockey. She would like to thank her coaches Jan, Katie, April, Nancy Kotz, and Keely Tammer for always pushing her to be better both on and off the field. Most importantly, she would like to thank her parents and sister for being her biggest support system and favorite people. We'll continue to read those as we go through. Apparently, missed as that celebration will be at the end of the game. Forgive me, but we'll continue to read these folks. Wonderful, amazing seniors coming up. Emma Van Alstyne, Jessie Daly, Caitlin Grice, Kate Solden, Lindsay Kinsey, Margaret Wozniak, Megan Fonts, Natalie Millman, Sienna Galban, Sophie Miranda, all out there, and we really appreciate all of their wonderful time. That brings it on down the near side as we're starting things off in the 3rd. Moving it over on the near side is Lily Solden. Lily Solden trying to get into the circle, moving it over. Pull back and rocket it back as Millman has it top of the circle. Millman trying to sneak it back inside, trying to get it over to Bowers. There's a whistle. Grabowski gets it back over to Millman. Millman with the restart. Feeds it back on the far side. Brought ahead. Now that back over to Wozniak. Wozniak Getting it back to center. That slips past, racing over, trying to hold it in, as not quite able to get to it was Brady. 14:05 left to go here. So again, we'll have that senior celebration coming up at the end of the game. It's my misunderstanding. That brought back Coffee. Will restart on the near sideline. Coffee throwing it over. Moving it. Grabowski with it. Grabowski switches directions, trying to get it over to Millman. That popped off of the Grosse Pointe South players. Millman feeds it over. Couldn't quite get everything on, but Wozniak moves it ahead over on that far wing. Grabowski trying to dispossess Young. Grabowski still marking Young. That brought ahead Wozniak. Trying to poke it through out the far sideline. Blue Devils have it on the far sideline on the restart. Back over Young with it, fired ahead. And right on the circle trying to get it over was Titterington. Now picked up by Brady. Brady comes down the far sideline. That goes out. Brought back 12:44 left to go. Here in the third, 6-0. Pioneer with the lead. Coffee with the restart on the near sideline. Coffee knocked down by Bowers. Gathered up. Bringing it ahead is Grabowski. Grabowski moving it over. Good move by Bowers. Bowers trying to avoid a pair of defenders. Now trying to knock that away as O'Keefe touched it with a foot. That moved over, coming ahead. Lily Solden puts it into the circle, trying to get it over on the far side. Loosen knocked away. Move back over, coming the other direction is Brink. Has it knocked away by Millman. Back over to Lily Solden, coming down the near sideline. Lily Solden puts it into the corner, coming ahead with it. As that's pulled down as Galbin had it. On the near side, Galbin gets it back to Lily Solden, but they'll move it over for the Blue Devils. 11:40 left to go here in the third. Johnson gets things restarted. Lily Solden trying to knock it away, steals it away from the Blue Devils, gets it back over to Brady. Brady back over onto the near side and fired ahead by Keene. Be a restart. Keene has it right at midfield. Keene over to Wozniak. Wozniak on the far sideline. Ball wouldn't settle down. Gets it ahead to Kate Solden. Kate Solden trying to make a move and get past Catherine Van de Weingard over there. Into the circle it goes. Bowers trying to launch it over. Bowers gets it back. Bowers trying to tip that as Millman tried to get it over. That will be a restart to the Blue Devils. 6-0. Pioneer with the lead. 10:45 left to go here in the third. Move back over to Kate Solden. Kate Solden brings ahead for Pioneer. That knocked down as Brink flips it. Pulled out of midair. Making some nifty moves. Back was Lily Solden. Now Brady grabs it back on the defensive side over to Keene. Keene trying to avoid pressure by Weber. Moves it towards midfield. Catherine Van de Weingard has it over on the far wing. Moves it ahead. Pulled down but a whistle. Restarted by the Blue Devils, but a whistle, and that will be brought back over. We are under 10 minutes to go here in the third. 6-0 Pioneer with the lead. Blue Devils, Young gets it towards the center of the pitch, pulled back over by Catherine Van de Weingard. Catherine Van de Weingard trying to get it over on the far sideline, brought back over by Young. Young, whistle. That was Babcock who gets it over. Now over on the far side, Catherine Van de Weingard gets it into the circle, and it goes out the end line. Catherine Vindeweingard gets it set up right at the 25 on the restart for the Blue Devils. Catherine Vindeweingard has it, trying to move it ahead. Pulled down by Pioneer. Coming ahead with it, Lily Solden, trying to avoid pressure by Tidrington. That goes out the near sideline. Lily Solden bringing it back over. Feeds it, stolen away. Coming over is Boyer. Boyer has that knocked away. Lily Solden sends it back. Now that grabbed. Galbin has it over to Lily Solden. Lily Solden back to Galbin. Galbin coming down the near sideline. Galbin trying to get it past the defender over to Lily Solden. Lily Solden on the cross. Galbin moves it in front. Tipped down by Bowers. But a good defensive play. Pulled back over and knocked up. O'Keefe got her stick in the way and made it tough on Pioneer. 7:55 left to go here in the third. And will be brought out to the 25 where Millman will get things back going. Fired ahead. Millman gets it back. Trying to get it away from Weber. Millman over into the far corner. Grabowski gets it over to Kinsey, but that will go over to the Blue Devils, so they'll restart at the 16. Rocketed ahead, moved back over. Kinsey trying to pull that away from Claire Vindeweingard. That'll be a restart by O'Keefe. O'Keefe moves it over. Almost looked like she was taking a power 5 there. Claire Vindeweingard in for the Blue Devils. That passed ahead to Brink. Brink moves it down the pitch. Now over. Keene gets it ahead to Grabowski. Grabowski down the far sideline, trying to get it over to Fons. Now Millman, that pulled away. Here comes the Blue Devils as Catherine Vindeweingard has it on the far side. She has it knocked away. Trying to bring it back is Fons. Fons battling down there with O'Keefe. O'Keefe rockets it on the far sideline. Millman picks it up there. Millman coming down the pitch. Millman looking for a cross. Now makes a move. Millman on the cross trying to get it over, and Fons tried to get her stick on it, but just out of her reach. Now coming down the near side. Lily Solden with it. Lily Solden, that went off of a foot. That could not have felt good as Heindel took that right off of the ankle. That will turn into a Pioneer corner. So far it's been Kate Solden taking all of them. We'll see if that continues. 5:50 left to go. It is indeed Kate Solden heading over. As she will be on the insert. 5 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the third. 6-0. Pioneer with the lead. Gets it over to Grabowski. Grabowski from the circle. Rockets it through. Millman trying to get it. And then that tipped and fired in on the far side. That's Lily Solden. Pioneer, Kate Solden on the goal. Millman on the assist. And ball over on the far wing. Bringing it ahead, Grosse Pointe South trying to get through traffic. And brought all the way down as that was sent ahead by Kelly. Now moving over is Weber. Weber just on the edge of the circle. Weber goes down to the pitch. Weber restarting it, and then that goes over to Pioneers. They'll have the restart at the 16. Kate Solden. That ahead, grabbing it. Here comes Tolbert. Tolbert over the center line. Tolbert racing down, dribbling down the near sideline. Tolbert coming in with it. Tolbert knocks it over onto the far side. And, trying to feed it over to McGowan. The ball just wouldn't settle down for McGowan. That turns into a Pioneer corner. 4:06 left to go and counting here in the third. Pioneer up 7-0. Kate Solden for the corner on the far side of the goal. She'll get set up for the insert. That ball blasted back. And moved over to Tolbert. Tolbert over to Millman, but a whistle. And that will be a 16-yard hit for the Blue Devils. 3:30 left to go here in the third. And knocked down, trying to pull it over. Edwards trying to knock it down, battling back over there with Weber. Move back over to Millman. Millman slips it back to Brady. Brady moves it to Keene. Keene just inside of midfield. Over to Wozniak on the far wing. And bet ahead. Grabowski over. And coming ahead with it is Kate Solden. Kate Solden ahead to Millman. Millman moves back. Millman over to Tolbert. Tolbert just inside the circle. Tolbert trying to get in. Shot loose. Fired ahead. Kicked away by the keeper. Pulled back over. Tolbert with it. Still in the circle. Coming in and fires it in a score. Tolbert puts it in. So regardless of the mercy rule, due to the fact that it is not a short drive from Grosse Pointe South, we've made that drive a couple times over to the Eastside Hockey Arena to play Grosse Pointe South in women's ice hockey. They're going to continue the game. So 8-0 Pioneer with the lead. That brought ahead. Brought back over. Coming. Here comes Edwards. Edwards moves over on the far wing. Trying to get ahead is McGowan. And that slips in. Looks like McGowan gets the credit for the goal, despite might have gone off of a foot, but McGowan gets that. They'll start things off for Grosse Pointe South. That at 1:30. You'll make it 9-0 Pioneer. Edwards moves it back. Now Kate Solden over on the near wing, trying to hold it in as that slips out. Brady couldn't quite keep it in. 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go here in the third. So no matter what the score is, we will continue to play as Claire Van de Weingard moves it over. That tip back right to center. Racing over to grab it was Catherine Van de Weingard. Catherine Van de Weingard moves it back over to O'Keefe on the far sideline. O'Keefe trying to send it over. That pulled back down by Grabowski. Grabowski ahead. Pull back down by Faunis. Now knocked down. Faunis will get the Fauns will get the restart. Pioneer over on the far wing as McGowan trying to move it over, but a whistle. 30 seconds left to go. O'Keefe moves it back over. 20 seconds left to go. Back grab by Catherine Van de Weingard. Catherine Van de Weingard moves it ahead. Back over to Fons. Fons ahead to Edwards. And that will do it for the third. Pioneer 9-0 at the end of 3. And let's talk a little bit more about a couple of these wonderful seniors. Emma Van Alstyne. Emma Van Alstyne, number 11, started playing field hockey in the 7th grade. She is grateful for all of her teammates and coaches for pushing her to be her best. She is grateful for her mom for driving to her preseason early in the morning and to practices and games. Her favorite part of the season so far was the Chicago tournament. She encourages young players to keep playing and have fun. Outside of field hockey, she plays lacrosse and works at Dairy Queen and loves to play with her dog Bean. Emma would like to thank her family and teammates and coaches for supporting her. She plans to take a pre-med track in college. Number 17 is Jessie Daly. Jessie started playing field hockey with Rec and Ed in the 3rd grade. She is grateful for each year she's played for Pioneer and the friendship she's made. She'd like to thank Coach Darcy for helping her improve as a JV player and encourages young players to stay positive and to keep showing up and working hard. Her favorite part of the preseason this year was becoming an opera singer, James Adams, for his 7-day. Jessie wants to thank her older brothers, Andy and Adam, for making her extra tough, and her mom and dad for always supporting her variety of interests. Off the field, Jessie's passions are playing the cello and piano, drinking bubble tea, taking her elderly dog on wagon rides, and going to any music concert she can. From Harry Styles to Smashing Pumpkins, she plans to major in math in college. Next senior is Caitlin Grice. Caitlin Grice started playing field hockey in the 3rd grade. She played with Pinnacle and now with Fleur de Lance. Pioneer Field Hockey taught her how to have fun and make the most of every little thing. She wishes for the current and future Pioneer Field Hockey athletes that they continue to do what they love and to be themselves and never forget it. She would like to thank Quinn Moffitt, who introduced her to field hockey when she had just moved to Michigan and became the friend she needed then. She would like to thank her parents for always encouraging her no matter how difficult and indecisive she is. Caitlin plans to study biology and mathematics in college. Off the field, she loves playing video games and chilling with her dogs. Starting off the 4th. Looks like, again, it's White coming out to play. Keeper, the other keeper, I believe, earlier was Oskewe. So Oskewe in the pink jersey and White in the blue jersey. Pioneer moves it back over. Grice pulls it down. As coming ahead with it. And over on the far wing, Huffman in goal now for Pioneer. 14:35 left to go here in the 4th. 9-0 Pioneer with the lead as they haven't advanced it from 7. Just as kindness on the scoreboard. Right over on the near side, fed ahead. Clark trying to get it, and that goes out the near sideline. Daly will come over and grab that. Starts things off on the near side. Daly brings it in, trying to feed it forward. That knocked down by Brink. Brink launches it all the way back onto the Pioneer defensive side. Kate Solden has it there. Kate Solden coming ahead. That fed ahead by Miranda. Wozniak trying to get to it, but that out the sideline. O'Keefe will restart on the far sideline. O'Keefe fires it forward, knocked down by Keene. Keene trying to battle and move it forward. Keene gets past contact. Keene was battling Tull over there. Moves that ahead, and that deflected out the far sideline. O'Keefe has it and will start it off again. 13 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in the 4th. Pioneer up by over 7-0. It's actually 9-0, counting the last couple goals. Coming ahead with it, trying to race. Keene has it. Keene feeds it as Kate Solden trying to get to it, but that pulled down by Claire Van de Weingard. Claire Van de Weingard moves it ahead. Trying to pull down Grice. Grice trying to poke it away. Now Millman trying to grab that, but working hard. There's Brink. That gets whistled, and Pioneer will take it at the 16. Kinsey on the near sideline. Kinsey rockets it forward. Keene playing it ahead. Ball gathered up. Trying to bring it the other way was O'Keefe. O'Keefe will start it out again for the Blue Devils. That moves ahead. Coming down is Bear. Bear has that stolen away. Millman moves it over and along the far sideline. Van Alstyne trying to get it away from O'Keefe. O'Keefe and Van Alstyne tangling over there. That will be a restart by O'Keefe. Ahead, knocked down by Wozniak. Wozniak moves it ahead to Van Alstyne. That goes out the far sideline. 12 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer ahead big, 9-0. Berger moves it over. That launched, and trying to get to it was Daly, and that just out of her reach. As Claire Van de Weingart moving things on the near sideline. Brought ahead, knocked down, trying to get to it. And pull back as Millman feeds it ahead. Now Wozniak over to Keene. Keene brings it back down. Keene as that move by Claire Van de Weingart down. And to get it over, that was Bear. Whistle. Bear will restart for the Blue Devils as we approach the 11-minute mark here in the fourth. And move back over on the near side by Berger. Stolen away by Keene. Keene over on the near sideline. That just off of Kinsey's stick. Now Keene brings it back down on the near sideline, and Pioneer can't quite get over to get that. Claire Van de Weingart start things back off on the near sideline. Knocked down, trying to pull it away. Wozniak moves it over. Keene fires it all the way to the center line, but O'Keefe brings it down the far side. O'Keefe knocks it over, trying to grab that, pulled back over by Kate Solden. Kate Solden down on the near side, ahead to Wozniak. Wozniak. Here comes Keene. Keene feeds it. Wozniak on a give and go, coming up the far side. That launched ahead, trying to pull it down was the Blue Devils. Pulled back down and fed over by Van Alstyne. Brought back. Now here comes the Blue Devils on the far sideline. That goes out. Blue Devils will restart on the far sideline. 9:45 left to go here in the fourth. Pioneer up 9-0. Pioneer to start back over as 9 minutes, 30 seconds left to go here in the fourth. Pull back over as here comes the Blue Devils, trying to move it ahead to Brink. Brink into the circle. Saved by Huffman. And brought back over on the far side. Kate Solden moves it down the far sideline, trying to get ahead to Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne battling a trio of Blue Devils that shot the other direction. Stopped there. Moved back as Millman over to Daly on the near sideline. Daly brings it ahead. Here comes Grice. Grice down the near sideline. Gathered in by Kinsey. Kinsey dispossessed by Johnson, who knocks it the other direction, and a whistle. Claire Van de Weingart will start off just on the other side of the center line. Gets it ahead. Tull trying to sweep it forward. Now Wozniak has it on the near sideline. Wozniak, that tip down. Kinsey trying to get it, but that moved back. Fed ahead. Having it down there. As that will be moved back, and Heindel will start it off. Tipped back over. Van Alstyne trying to get to it. Now coming down on the far side. Kate Solden moves it over to Wozniak. Wozniak. That deflected back. Now bringing it ahead was Bear. Stolen away by Natalie Millman. Natalie Millman moves it over on the far side. Coming ahead with it the other way is O'Keefe. O'Keefe. It's into the attacking zone. Millman knocks it down. Trying to bring it over. As that was played back by Kelly. Now ahead over on the near side. Tull trying to get to it. Huffman Knocks it all the way down and along the near sideline. Millman trying to pull it away. Millman gets away from Berger. Millman trying to switch directions. Trying to get it ahead to Grice, who tips it ahead, trying to get it to Kinsey. Kinsey taking that ball away. Kinsey coming down the center of the pitch. He gets it knocked over, but Keene has it. Keene trying to move it over on the near side. Now sent ahead by Grice. Pulling it down. Keene battling for that ball. And sent back over to Toll. Toll brings it the other direction. She's dispossessed by Wozniak. Wozniak coming ahead over to Van Alstyne. Van Alstyne gets it back ahead to Kinsey. That off the tip of her stick. Moving over. 6:43 left to go here in this, the fourth. This is fourth, right? Yes. Brought back over. Keene trying to get to it. Keene has it. Switches directions coming over to the near side. Gets that over to Van Alstyne. Firing it down into the circle. Kinsey with a shot. That knocked down and a good save by White. That goes out the far side. And we'll come back to the 25 where Wozniak. Wozniak just moves it back over to Keene. Keene gets it set at the 25, under 6 minutes left to go here in the fourth. Daly gets it ahead. Grice bringing it in. Grice trying to get it through traffic. Berger pulls it away for the Blue Devils. And out the near sideline. Grice will start things off again for Pioneer. 5:33 left to go. Brought back over, coming ahead with it. Knocked down, trying to get that over was Daly, but they will have Berger restart for the Blue Devils. Pulled down by Keene. Keene over to Wozniak. Wozniak gets it down on the far side. As that was flipped and moved over by Bowers, all the way back. Blue Devils fire it ahead. 5:05 left to go into the circle. Shot knocked down and pulled over. Pioneer will restart the 16-yard hit. That deflected off of a player. Pioneer coming down. Keene with the restart. As I believe Brink took that off of her leg. Didn't look fun. And over to Claire Van de Weingard. Move over, Heindel. It's over on the far side, trying to pull it over. Here comes Pioneer, fired ahead. Over the center line, pulled back over on the near wing, trying to get it over to Claire Van de Weingard, and that just out the near sideline. As Grice get things back off going. Under 4 minutes left to go. Again, senior celebration. After this, as that's fired ahead, Weber back in for the Blue Devils. Knocked down, trying to pull it over is Bowers. And blasted down over on the near wing, bringing it at is Grice. Grice has it tipped out the near sideline. Again, we've been trying to read as much of the senior bios as we can before the celebration, but anyone we missed, please don't take that hard, as I'm sure John will read all the lovely information during the celebration as well. We'd just like to take an opportunity to bring as many of these amazing, wonderful seniors to you as we can. 3:10 left to go. In the fourth, that brought back over. Pioneer will get that started at the 25. Keene moves it back there. Keene flips that back over, bringing it ahead. Millman with the sweep it. Gets that over to Bowers. Bowers moves it over to the far side. Coming ahead, that shot knocked down by Galban. Over ahead, Bowers right at the edge of the circle. Brought back. Keene moves it over onto the far wing. Now that's swept right to the edge of the circle, knocked down by Catherine Van de Weingard. over on that far side. That will go out the far sideline. 2 minutes, 25 seconds left to go here in the fourth.
Senior parents, if you haven't already, please make your way to the...
That is going to be a corner, as again, we'll have that senior celebration coming up right after this. We will be back on the air on Wednesday, 5:30, but that will be on the NFHS network. As long as we can get some information. They're normally very kind about doing that for us. For the men's soccer, beginnings of the MHSAA out in front. Millman trying to get to it. Good save by White, as White gets a lot of love correctly from the players. That is going to be a corner for Pioneer. 1 minute, 40 seconds left to go. After the game, if I can, before everything gets said, I'll read a few more of these senior bios, and then we will turn it over to John for the celebration over on the far wing. There's a shot that goes just wide to the far side. 1 minute, 25 seconds left to go. Pioneer in control, 9-0 again. They did not stop the game at 8-0 because far drive for Grosse Pointe South. We wanted to get to play a whole game, so stopped counting goals on the scoreboard at 7-0. Pulls back over on the far side. Now that will be a restart for Pioneer. Moved ahead. Bowers with it. Bowers trying to sneak it into the circle. That brought back over. Now Grice comes down the near wing. Grice trying to get in. And fed down and out the end line. 45 seconds left to go. That brought back to the 25. Keene will start there again. Keene ahead with it, flips it over to Wozniak. Wozniak has that knocked away, going the other direction is Babcock. Knocked down, now back over. Here comes Keene. Keene fires it into the circle. 25 seconds left to go. That will be a restart for the Blue Devils. As O'Keefe will bring it over. O'Keefe gets that over. Wozniak bringing it ahead. That knocked down, trying to get it over to Bowers. Now that's saved. 8 seconds left to go. That is going to be, and that is the end of the game. 9-0 Pioneer with the win. As let's read a couple more of these, and then as soon as they have the senior celebration going, we'll flip that over to John. So Kate Solden, number 9, the captain. Kate began to play field hockey through rec and ed. In the 5th grade, she realized she loved the sport. In 7th grade, she joined the Pinnacle Club and began playing under Nancy Cox. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her how to be a competitor, a leader, and a supportive teammate. Kate encourages other Pioneer Field hockey players to appreciate their 4 years in this program because time goes by so fast. She says to always give 100% at practices and games and to leave the field with no regrets. Her funniest memory with Pioneer Field Hockey is when the team was waiting for their table at the Olive Garden, and Lizzie had a rip in her sweatshirt, so Sarah just whipped out the entire sewing kit and started to sew up the hole in her sweatshirt. Kate has some of the best friends through this program, and she'll miss seeing them every day at practice, even on the boot camp days. Kate would also like to thank her parents for the never-ending support, her sister Lily for always pushing her, and her teammates for always making her laugh. She'd also like to recognize Jan, Kate, Melissa for the incredible season so far. Next year, Kate will go on to play field hockey at Villanova University. Go Wildcats, and always go Pioneer. Number 4, Lindsay Kinsey. Lindsay started to play field hockey when she was in the 3rd grade and has played every year since then. She's played Pioneer Field Hockey for all 4 years of high school, and the program has taught her that you need to make the most out of your time with your friends because soon enough, your time with your friends will be over. Her favorite Pioneer Field Hockey memory was playing field hockey baseball her sophomore year on the last day of practice. The thing she will miss most about Pioneer Field Hockey is screaming on the sidelines and going all out for a game. Her advice to future players is to choose to enjoy every moment you have with the team and make new memories. She would like to thank her parents, sister, and grandparents for supporting her by coming to every game. Next year, Lindsay hopes to go to college somewhere and play club. In her free time, she likes to hang out with friends, go on drives, bake, and listen to music. Number 15 is Margaret Wozniak. Margaret began to play field hockey in the 3rd grade for Rec and Ed. She enjoyed Fleur de Lance field hockey in the 6th grade and has been on Pioneer Field Hockey varsity for 3 years. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her how to overcome adversity and to never give up on herself. Her most meaningful memory was the team dinner after the 2021 state championship game because it truly embodied the strength, passion, and love within the program. Her advice to future Pioneer Field Hockey players is to come out to practice every day and love it. She would love to thank her parents for their unyielding support and unwavering faith in her endeavors. Her brother Evan for always being her best friend, and her teammates for pushing her the extra mile and inspiring her to be a better person. She would especially like to thank her coaches for believing in her potential and helping her grow into the athlete and person she is today. She would like to also thank Abby Bowers for everything she's done for her and being such a source of positive energy and love within her life. Margaret is undecided where she's going to be going to college, but she would like to earn her undergraduate degree in software engineering. When she is not on the field, you can find Margaret cooking with her dad, reading, listening to music, and hanging out with her friends and family. Number 2 is Megan Funz. Megan began playing field hockey in the 3rd grade for Rec and Ed, and she says the Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her so many things, including to never doubt herself and that she can get through any workout, even if it's partner pacing on the track. It has also taught her the importance of a team and that everyone plays their own special part. Her favorite memory at Pioneer Field Hockey was the reunion when past players came back to play against each other. Megan and her teammates were the cheerleaders, and it made her realize how special this program is, and she hopes to come to her own reunion one day. Megan's advice to future players is to take everything in, because time really does go by fast. She'd like to thank her mom, dad, brothers, coaches, teammates, and dog for supporting her with everything. Next year, she hopes to be at a college where she is happy and studying something in the STEM field. When she's not on the field, you can find Megan hanging out with her friends. Natalie Millman, number 14, and a captain. Natalie has been playing field hockey for 9 years. She started in the 4th grade with Rec and Ed and began playing club in 6th grade. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her everything can be achieved through hard work and support with at your side. You can have fun along the way. The thing she'll miss most about Pioneer Field Hockey is the close relationship she's made with the teammates and coaches over the years. Natalie's advice for future athletes is to give your all through every practice, game, and boot camp. Don't be scared of failure and enjoy every minute you get to spend with your teammates, so every time you look back, you know you made the most out of it. Natalie would like to thank Jane Nixon, Kate Morris, Melissa Weiss, April Bertrand, and the rest of the Pioneer Field Hockey coaching staff. She'd also like to thank all of her coaches growing up, with a special shout out to Natalie Cox. Finally, Natalie would like to thank her family, friends, and most importantly, her teammates. While not playing field hockey, Natalie likes to spend her time at the lake, skiing, and with loved ones. Next year, Natalie will attend the University of Michigan playing field hockey and continue her academics. Go Blue! And also, Bormet from Pioneer played as a freshman there this year. Sienna Galba, number 6, is our next senior. Sienna started playing field hockey in the 4th grade for Rec and Ed. Rec and Ed Penguins in the tropics. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught me that achieving goals always comes with hard work, and only when you push yourself can you get better. The most meaningful memory from Pioneer Field Hockey was junior year, when Darcy would call herself Queen Darcilla. This always made me and the team laugh, lightening the mood every time. I will miss all my coaches and want to thank them for the impact they have made on me and for teaching me so much about the game. I will also miss Pioneer Field Hockey's family environment, for there is nothing like it. Next year, she hopes to be at a college where she's happy in achieving her academic goals. She's leaning towards majoring in biomedical engineering and German. Something most people don't know about me is I'm ambidextrous. When I'm not on the field, you can find me hanging out with my friends, playing with my 2 dogs, Max and Penny, and spending time with my family. Number 13, Sophie Miranda. Sophie has been playing field hockey since the 3rd grade and through Rec and Ed and her team at Fleur de Lance. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her the value of a great team. Gotta love it mentality and pushing herself a little bit harder. Sophie is grateful for the time she had at Pioneer Field Hockey and for coming to practices after online school and having her day brightened to learning from and being inspired by her teammates and coaches each and every day. Her favorite part about Pioneer Field Hockey is the Sevens Day tradition, making costumes and shirts on someone's kitchen floor and seeing each team roll into the parking lot, theme songs blaring and costumes flying in the wind. It never failed to be an incredible part of the preseason each year. Sophie will miss spending time with her teammates every day and connecting through. Let's turn it over to John.
The terrific 12 young women who are the seniors and the backbone of the Pioneer Field Hockey program, who have just been phenomenal players and teammates and have been loyal and dedicated to this program. We'd like to introduce them to you now and their parents and family escorting them. First, Abby Bowers, number 9, escorted by Dad Steve, Mom Julie Bowers, and brother Joe. Abby started playing Reconnet field hockey in 3rd grade, joined Fer de Lance Field Hockey Club in her freshman year of high school. Pioneer Field Hockey has been an amazing experience and taught her to strive to be the best version of herself. One of Abby's favorite memories is coming up with fun corner routines on the sideline. She will miss Sevens Day competitions, joking around with her teammates, team dinners, and even sprinting up the Main Street hill. She encourages her fellow field hockey players to live in the moment and make the most of their time with Pioneer Field Hockey. She thanks her parents, teammates, coaches for guiding her throughout the season and helping her achieve her goals. She'd like to thank her brother Joe for always making her smile, and Margaret Wozniak for being the best friend and teammate anyone could ask for. Abby plans to go to college and study either journalism or early education. When she's not on the field, Abby likes to read, play guitar, sing, and spend time with her friends. Abby Bowers! And now number 8, Ellie Keene. Ellie's being escorted by her dad Tom, her mom Claudia, and her sister Isa. Ellie began playing field hockey in 3rd grade for Reconnet, coached by her mom, Claudia Keene, Michigan standout. She has continued to play for Pinnacle Field Hockey Club under U12, 14, 16, and U19 teams. Ellie's favorite memory is the Pioneer Field Hockey 40th year reunion. She loved everyone coming together to share memories and have fun. She especially enjoyed getting to see her mom play in a game for the first time. She is also proud to have been part of the team that won the Husky tournament for the first time in program history. Ellie's advice to future players is to savor every moment, even the tough ones, because there's truly nothing else like it. In her free time, she enjoys hanging out with friends and doing lots of reading. Next year, Ellie hopes to study English and literature at a university and play club field hockey. She thanks her coaches, Jane, Katie, April, Nancy Cox, and Keely Tamer, for always pushing her to be better both on and off the field. Most importantly, she would like to thank her parents and sisters for being her biggest support system and favorite people. Ellie Keene. And now number 11, Emma Van Alstein. Emma started playing, Emma is being escorted by her mom, Megan, her grandma, Vicky, and Michael and Nicole, her great aunt and great uncle. Emma has started playing field hockey in 7th grade. She's grateful for all her teammates and coaches for pushing her to be her best. Emma is grateful for her mom for driving her to all those preseason early in the morning practices and games. Her favorite part of the season so far was the Chicago tournament. She encourages younger players to keep playing and have fun. Outside of field hockey, she plays lacrosse, works at Dairy Queen, and loves to play with her dog Bean. Emma would like to thank her family, teammates, and coaches for their support. Emma plans on taking a pre-med track in college. Emma Van Alstein. And now, Jessie Daly, number 17. Jessie's being escorted by her mom, Shelley, and Tom, her dad. Jessie started playing field hockey with Rec and Ed in 3rd grade. She's grateful for each year she's played for Pioneer and the friendships that she's made. She thanks Coach Darcy for helping her improve as a JV player and encourages younger players to stay positive and to keep showing up and working hard. Her favorite part of preseason this year was becoming an opera singing John Adams for Sevens Day. Sorry I missed that. Jessie wants to thank her older brothers Andy and Adam for making her extra tough, and her mom and dad for always supporting her variety of interests. Off the field, Jessie's passions are playing the cello and piano, drinking bubble tea, taking her elderly dog on wagon rides, and going to any music concert she can, from Harry Styles to the Smashing Pumpkins. Jessie plans to major in math in college. Jessie Daly. And now, Caitlin Grice, number 18. Caitlin is escorted by her mom, Kristen, and John, her dad, her brother, Will, and brother, Jameson. Caitlin started playing field hockey in 3rd grade. She played with Pinnacle and is now with Fer de Lance. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her how to have fun and make the most of every little thing. She wishes for current and future athletes on field hockey that they continue to do what they love and to be themselves. Never forget it. She would like to thank Quinn Moffett, who introduced her to field hockey when she had just moved to Michigan and became the friend she needed at that time. She would like to thank her parents and for always encouraging her, no matter how difficult and indecisive she is. Caitlin plans to study biology and mathematics in college. Off the field, she loves to play video games and chill with her dogs. Caitlin Grice. And now a captain, it's Kate Solden, number 7. Escorted by mom Julie, dad Matt, and sister Lily. Kate began playing field hockey in Rec and Ed in 5th grade when she realized she loved the sport. In 7th grade, she joined the Pinnacle Club and began playing under Nancy Cox. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her how to be a competitor, a leader, and a supportive teammate. She encourages other field hockey players to appreciate their 4 years in this program because the time goes by so fast. She says to always give 100% at practices and games and to leave the field with no regrets. Her funniest memory was when the team was waiting for their table at Olive Garden and Lizzie had a rip in her sweatshirt, so Sarah just whipped out an entire sewing kit and started sewing up the hole in her sweatshirt. Kate has met some of her best friends through this program, and she'll miss seeing them every day at practice, even on boot camp days. Kate would like to thank her parents for their never-ending support, her sister Lily for always pushing her, and her teammates for always making her laugh. She'd also like to recognize Jane, Katie, and Melissa for such an incredible season so far. Next year, Kate will be playing field hockey at Villanova University. Go Wildcats, and as always, go Pioneer. Kate Soldan. And now number 4, Lizzie Kinsey. Escorted by her mom Jenny, her dad John, and her dad John Kinsey. Lizzie started playing field hockey when she was in 3rd grade and has played every year since then. She played Pioneer field hockey all 4 years of her high school, and the program has taught her that you need to make the most of your time with friends because soon enough your time with your teammates will be over. Her favorite memory was playing field hockey baseball her sophomore year on the last day of practice. The thing she'll miss most about Pioneer field hockey is screaming on the sidelines and going all out for a game. Her advice to future players: choose to enjoy every moment you have with the team and make new memories. She'd like to thank her parents, sister, and grandparents for supporting her by coming to every game. Next year, Lizzie hopes to go to college somewhere and play club. In her free time, she likes to hang out with friends, go on drives, bake, and listen to music. Lizzie Kinsey. Now number 15, Margaret Wozniak. Margaret's escorted by her mom, Karen, her dad, Len, and her brother, Evan. Margaret began playing in 3rd grade for Rec and Ed. She joined Fer de Lance in 6th grade and has been on Pioneer Field Hockey varsity for 3 years. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her how to overcome adversity and to never give up on herself. Her most meaningful memory was the team dinner after the 2021 state championship game because it truly embodied the strength, passion, and love within the program. Her advice to future players is to come out to practice every day and love it. She'd like to thank her parents for their unwavering support and unwavering faith in her endeavors. Her brother Evan for always being her best friend, and her teammates for pushing her the extra mile and inspiring her to be a better person. She'd especially like to thank her coaches for believing in her potential and helping her to grow into the athlete and person she is today. She'd like to thank Abby Bowers for everything she's done for her and for being such a source of positive energy and love within her life. Margaret is undecided in where she's going to college, but she'd like to earn her undergraduate degree in software engineering. When she's not in the field, you can find Margaret cooking with her dad, reading, listening to music, and hanging out with friends and family. Margaret Wozniak. Now number 2, Megan Fonts. Escorted by Kelly, her mom, and Gary, her dad. Megan began playing field hockey in 3rd grade for Rec and Ed. She says Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her so many things, including to never doubt herself and that she can get through any workout, even if it's a partner racing on the track. Partner pacing on the track. It's also taught her the importance of a team and that everyone plays their own special part. Her favorite memory was the reunion when past players came back to play against each other. Megan and her teammates were the cheerleaders, and it made her realize how special this program is, and that she hopes to come to her own reunion one day. Megan's advice to future players is to take everything in, because time really does go by fast. She wants to thank her mom, dad, brother, coaches, teammates, and her dog for supporting her with everything. Next year, she hopes to be at a college where she's happy and studying something in the STEM field. When she's not on the field, you can find Megan hanging out with her friends. Megan Fonts. And now a captain, number 14, of course, it's Natalie Millman. Natalie has been playing field hockey for 9 years. Started in 4th grade with Rec and Ed, and then began playing club in 6th grade. Pioneer Field Hockey has taught her that anything can be achieved through hard work, and with support at your side, you can have fun along the way. The thing she'll miss most about Pioneer Field Hockey is the close relationships she's made with her teammates and coaches over the years. Natalie's advice for future athletes is to give your all through every practice, game, and boot camp. Don't be scared of failure, and enjoy every minute you get to spend with your teammates. So every time you look back, you know you made the most of it. Natalie thanks Jane Nixon, Katie Morris, Melissa Weiss, April Bertine, and the rest of the Pioneer Field Hockey coaching staff. She thanks all her coaches growing up with a special shout out to Nancy Cox. Finally, Natalie would like to thank her family, friends, and most importantly, her teammates. While not playing field hockey, Natalie likes to spend her time at the lake, skiing, or with loved ones. Next year, Natalie will attend the University of Michigan to play field hockey and continue her academics. Go Blue! Go Pioneers, says Natalie. Natalie Millman. Now number 6, Sienna Galban, escorted by her dad Craig, her mom Stephanie, and her sister June. Sienna started playing field hockey in 4th grade for the Reconed Penguins and then the Tropics. Pioneer field hockey taught her that achieving goals always comes with hard work, and only when you push yourself can you get better. Sienna's most meaningful memory was junior year when Darcy would call herself Queen Darcella. That always made her laugh and the team laugh, lightening the mood every time. She will miss all of the coaches and want to thank them for the impact they have had on her and for teaching her so much beyond the game. She'll also miss the family environment, for there is nothing like it, the Pioneer field hockey family. Next year, she wants to be at a college where she's happy and can achieve her academic goals. She's leaning towards majoring in biomedical engineering and German. Something most people don't know about Sienna is that she's ambidextrous. When she's not in the field, you can find her hanging out with friends, playing with her 2 dogs, Max and Penny, and spending time with her family. Sienna Galban. And Sophie Miranda, number 13. She's escorted by Suji, her mom, and Michael, her dad. Sophie has been playing field hockey since 3rd grade through Reconed and her club team, Fer de Lance. Pioneer field hockey has taught her the value of a great team, gotta love it mentality, and pushing yourself just a little bit harder. Sophie is so grateful for the time she's had at Pioneer, from coming to practice after online school and having her day brighten to learning from and being inspired by her teammates and coaches each and every day. Her favorite part of Pioneer field hockey, the Sevens Day tradition, making costumes and shirts on someone's kitchen floor and seeing each team roll into the parking lot, theme songs blaring, costumes flying in the wind. It never failed to be an incredible part of preseason each year. Sophie will most miss spending time with her teammates every day and connecting through this sport. She's incredibly thankful for each of the Pioneer coaches' support and encouragement through the past 4 years, always pushing her to be better. She also wants to thank her parents for so many rides to practices and games. Her advice to future players: lean in, embrace the whole program, the team culture, the positive attitude, even boot camp. You only get 4 seasons. She is so proud of how hard everyone in this program works and how supportive and kind each and every player is on and off the field. In her free time, Sophie loves to read a good book, spend time with her friends and family, create art, and enjoy tea. Ladies and gentlemen, Sophie Miranda and the class of 2023 Pioneer Field Hockey, we salute you and carry on. More to go.
And we got to
Your journey is not over.
had to go through most of that beforehand as well. We just missed that final little paragraph at Sophie's, but
Thank
John
you,
read
ladies
it
and
all.
gentlemen, for your
And
attention.
that was fantastic. So Pioneer wins the game by a score of over 7-0, and they move on to play Celine on the 15th, as we will be here for the soccer game at 5:30 on Wednesday. So check out Celine. I know is on the NFHS network if you want to take a look at that, and also I know it may well be streamed on the Facebook page live. So for my camera person, Christine Wiseman, my name is Mark Wiseman. Congratulations to all the wonderful, amazing seniors. It seems like just yesterday when we had our first audio broadcast with the hockey team with Natalie Millman's brother Sam and his senior year, and it's just amazing how time goes by, and we are so proud and so amazed to be able to continue to do this and do our super small part to bring you these amazing athletes, and hopefully you can cheer for them wherever you are at. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic night. For my name, Mark Wiseman. Take care.